And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Outlaw Sun here, back for more exciting content. Now, this is a game called 60 Seconds Re-Atomized. Now, for those of you who don't know, 60 Seconds is a classic survival wasteland storyline game. Now, basically, the objective is to collect as much items as you can around the house for 60 seconds. You have 60 seconds to do so, and then you got to hop in the bunker. Anything left outside before the 60 seconds is just done. Nuked. Whatever. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and hop right into it. We're going to go ahead and... I've never actually played this on the PS4. I've seen gameplay. I've never actually played it on the PS4. I've only played the original for my phone. So we're going to go ahead and hop right into it, see what memories unfold, and let's get into it. Oh. Okay, the full atomic experience, scavenge around your house for supplies, and then survive the post-apocalypse in your fallout shelter. Then we got survival, challenge, atomic drill, and... So I think we're going to go ahead and go for apocalypse. I think we're going to... No, we're going to be a little baby back bitch today. So we're going to go ahead and do Little Man, and I think we're going to go do Ted. Alright, sorry about that, guys. What are the controls even? Controls, come on. What the hell? Oh. Oh. Okay. Alright. And dump all that shit in there. I think that's Dolores. And chuck her right in there. Come on. You need her. I don't know who that is. Flashlight. Got her. Got the Dolores. Need that axe for that Bax. There's little Timmy. That gas mask. Timmy's not gonna make it. I'm sorry, son. I couldn't find Timmy. Although I think we got most of the essential items. We got food, we got water, we got shelter. I think we got an axe. I'm not exactly sure what else we got. I know we got Dolores and Mary Jane. So I think my main goal for this 60 seconds episode, because I'm probably going to make a series out of this, I think my main goal is I'm going to probably try and win the game. Alright. Okay. We're looking good. We brought a deck of cards with us. We got to the shelter just in time. Good thing Mary Jane didn't bring her tuba. The fan noise here is bad enough. Wait a second. Where's Timmy? I vaguely remember stashing some things in the shelter because there was no room for them upstairs. Turns out being messy can really work in our favor. And we got a deck of cards, a harmonica, and some bug spray. Our shelves are full of cans. Please, from cans. We'll sleep on cans. We'll even talk to cans. Some of us already do. Plenty of water means we don't have to worry about that for some time. This is the best stocked shelter we've ever seen. We've never seen another one, but we're sure this is a good amount of supplies. And I think we're good to leave them hungry for the day. Confined spaces are not a very friendly environment, and we quickly got into an argument over some trivial things. If this keeps on, we might just find ourselves in a nasty place. Day 2. Oh. And freaking Ted over here looking with your stubbly freaking facial pubes. We stopped arguing, but for how long? There isn't much going on with Ted. No trouble, nothing new. Mary Jane says she's fine and doesn't need anything. If there was anything to report about Dolores, this is where it would have been written. And I think they can go one more day without food. Our neighborhood is still highly radioactive. Trips to the surface might be a big risk to our health right now. Ted is vigorous enough to withstand the hazards. Dolores is confident she will survive outside. Mary Jane is feeling excellent. And let's go ahead and send someone out. We keep dreaming about those little things we did back in the day when there weren't many of as bombs falling down. Not on our heads anyway. Bro, it's been 2 days! What days? You were doing those things 2 days ago. Alright. Alright. Next. Who knows? Maybe the new world will offer new opportunities, and it won't be that bad. Where's water when Ted needs it? Can we spare some water for Mary Jane? Dolores will not last long without water. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and give everyone their first little bit of water. Alright, I am thinking I'm going to send Mary Jane out. And let's send her out with a gas mask. Hopefully we get it back. Because from my understanding, Mary Jane is the most easily infected. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back soon. Ted is no longer thirsty. Dolores is no longer thirsty. We are not alone. There's a huge hairy bunny beast that seems to be hiding in one of the pipes. It's been poking its head out, eyeing our measly food stash. We can't let it get to it. We can't let it be in here when we sleep. And let's ask it a question. Alright. Our cans are saved. Too bad for the hairy mutant. Guess we're still top of the food chain. Good for us. Ted is fine. Dolores is quite calm given the situation. And let's go ahead and give them some soup. This dread is becoming boring. And like every happy model family, we don't have that many things to talk about. Is there anything about that? Anything at all? I mean, you can play some cards. Hello? There's nothing here. Maybe if we try really hard, we can hear the neighbors in their shelter. Where is water when Ted needs it? Ted is really tired. If there's one thing we need, it's water for Dolores. Okay. What's that sound? A galloping horse? We rushed to the door and were greeted by two men dressed like they'd come from the medieval fair. We identified the source of the sound. One of them was holding two rocks and hitting them against each other constantly, while the other was skipping and pretending to be a rider. They said they're looking for some antique cup, but they got lost, and they would be most grateful if we would let them check our map, provided we have one. Alright. We couldn't contain our laughter, and our guests took offense. They ran off shouting that our ancestors were rodents and smelled like forest fruits. How rude. Ted is still mighty tired and needs some more time to recover his strength. Ted isn't thirsty anymore. Dolores is still tired and can't seem to sleep it off. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Hopefully Mary Jane gets back soon. We woke up today feeling very uncomfortable. It was like someone or something was watching us. We could have sworn we had noticed movement in the shadows. If anything beside us is alive in the bunker, it's time to teach it who's boss around here. Let's ask Sid a question too. Alright. Whatever it was, it's dead now. Quite dead. Maybe there's more hiding somewhere in one of those nasty little holes. Ted hasn't recovered his energy. Dolores is still tired and can't seem to sleep it off. Let's go and ration supplies. Let's go ahead and give both of them something to eat. We didn't expect to get a phone call so soon after the atomic bomb drop. Yet here we are. We can clearly hear a phone ringing outside. It must be the public phone booth on the other side of the street. Should someone go answer it? Let's send Ted. When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as survivors from a nearby town of Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. We hope they will get back to us. Ted is still tired. A few days of rest is what he needs. And Dolores is still tired. Dolores has not been very talkative lately. Should we chat with her? Yes, we should. Day 10. Hey, look. Oh, you broke the gas mask. What happened? Talking to Dolores helped resolve some of her issues and doubts. She feels better now. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. We set off on an expedition to the nearby zoo. We used to visit on weekends. We're happy to report that it was a productive supply run, as well as educational trip. We saw some pterodactyls, chimpandeers, and porcupines. A small army of cat roaches and other majestic creatures have emerged among the nuclear fauna. Oh shit! The marine life section had collapsed, turning into a radioactive pond in the middle of the zoo filled with creatures like piranhas and sea ponies. In a half-destroyed aquarium control room, we found an undamaged cupboard with some supplies. 2 bottles of water, a friendly-looking crabtopomus lazily observed the sea life section from a distance. In its den, we found the body of a zoo worker with some of his possessions laying around, which is a Boy Scout book. Running away from humongous Tyrannoraptors, we made our escape through the zoo souvenir shop. Most of it was torn to shreds by the bomb, but a few useful things were still lying around. Okay, so we got a checkerboard, and this says, "Damn it, our gas mask was damaged during the expedition. The last expedition got us thinking. Maybe we should just drive away from this nightmare somehow. Of course, most of the automobiles available are completely burnt out, but if we find a solid base and scavenge enough parts, perhaps we could build a vehicle of our own. We'd better keep an eye for those on future expeditions." Alright, so you brought back a shit ton of stuff, Mary Jane, so congrats on you. Let's give Laura some water, Ted some water, and soup. Alright, so let's send there's no way. We can't send nobody out right now. As long as we have food and water, we can stay locked in. But we'll have to leave eventually. It would be good to head straight to safety instead of getting ourselves into more trouble. If that's even possible in this situation, our hope is that our brave soldiers will come to the rescue and take us to some well-hidden, well-stocked government shelter. Timmy had comics about those, so you know, they must exist. All we need to do now is make contact with the military. That was a lot of freaking reading, guys. Scout Handbook. Oh, if there's one thing we need to do, it's use a radio on a regular basis. We don't even have a freaking radio, man. Go ahead. We can't send nobody out yet. We were about to go to sleep when we heard someone knocking on the door. Who could it be at this hour? Who could it be in this part of the wasteland? How in the hell did they survive the nuke? Should we open it? I want to say yes. Shit. Ted got sick. And we got 2 water. Okay, so it wasn't a complete waste. A group of travelers wearing gas masks and carrying some serious looking equipment gave us purified water. Before we could thank them, they turned away and left. Opening that hatch was a bit risky. It seems it gave us some awful sickness. That coughing is driving us crazy. Well, that's good to know. Ted needs a med kit now. Alright, so we can send Dolores out now. Mary Jane has been dropping hints that it's a special day for her today. We had to think about it hard, and after eliminating your average festivities, the anniversary of that great barbecue we had these 3 years ago, an International Popcorn Day. We realized she was talking about her birthday. That means we need to get her a gift. Can we really afford it? Let's just give her some cards. Mary Jane loves cards. We thought she might get herself busy with solitaire, but she started doing card readings. Divination or not. If we don't figure out why the world has gone to hell, maybe she will. Ted hasn't recovered. Ted is still tired. Mary Jane's diet. Okay, so we need to feed people. Mary Jane, Dolores, Ted. Feeling pretty optimistic about today's expedition. Let's take the scout book. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back. Ted is still sick. Ted is still mighty tired. God, Mary Jane, I just fed you. A few more hours of coughing and we'll get used to it. Our ventilation fans have halted and no fresh air seems to be circulating through the roof. We have to fix it before we suffocate like rats, trapped by a professional. Very cruel rat catcher. Let's go on with the flashlight. The obvious thing to do when a vent is blocked is to check what's blocking it. However, when you shine your flashlight on a hive of mutated insects, things usually go from bad to worse. The angry hive is gone. The insects did some biting before they fled. Oh, wow. Wow, okay. Well, Dolores wasn't here. So we might be able to make it, but we're going to run out of food. It's hard to keep track of time down here. We can't tell if it's night or day. Our sleeping patterns are messed up. These terrible light bulbs are not helping. Too bad we can't replace them. There has to be something else we can do about it. Wow, okay. Bravely ignoring our symptoms, we tried to get at least an hour or two of sleep. No luck. We're even more tired than we were before, and there are other problems we still need to face soon. Let's just hope our yawning will be enough to scare raiders away, or save us from radiation sickness. Oh, we just sent Dolores out with it. Dolores. Come on, back with a med kit. And so we are left with no photos, no news, and no happy thoughts. The world is too cruel. Ted hasn't recovered. Ted has still recovered his energy. Mary Jane is hurt. Those two are probably going to die. It's high time we stopped wondering about what's going on and started asking questions, or at least listened to some reasonable answers. So how about tuning to the radio station? We don't even have a radio, guys. I don't think we're going to beat. They say ignorance is bliss. Another day without any clue what's going on might not necessarily kill us. Ted still hasn't recovered, and Ted is really thirsty. We can't ignore Mary Jane's wounds, and okay, yeah, she's probably going to die from blood loss. We don't have a radio. Oh God, that sounds awful. If there's one thing we need to do, it's use the radio on a regular basis. That might be transmitted in our area. It's either that or strolling around outside picked up. First option sounds a bit more sane. Ted is coughing and coughing. Ted is mighty tired. Ted is no longer thirsty, and the injury Mary Jane has may take a while to heal. Mary Jane is still tired. So that injury will heal. Every new smell attacks our nose. And this little shelter, instantly, there isn't much we can miss. So when a single brick fell out from the wall, revealing a tight opening, our senses were immediately invaded by a terrible stench. We should probably check that hole out and see what the source of that smell is. And we got a knock on the door. Oh, yay, we got food. We looked into the hole, fearing something might come at us with claws, fangs, or other mutated and sharp body parts, but nothing happened. Instead, we found a dead rat who was trying to break into a can of tomato soup. He failed miserably. We have a feeling we'll be luckier than him, so we confiscated it. We gave the rat a proper burial in an empty can. He deserved that much. A young man paid us a visit today. He told us the story of his brave twin sister who went missing. While spying in a nearby bandit camp, he said that while these circumstances are far from perfect, they were in fact meaning to contact us eventually and meet us. He believes his sister was discovered and is currently held captive in that camp. He has a few men, but he could use all the help he can get. Should we help him out? You know what? I think we should. Day 21. Good God, Dolores. The young man was assisted by a group of other survivors, all armed but really friendly. We found the girl, threw her a weapon, and fought off the bandits guarding the exit. Siblings were happy to be reunited, but also very confused. Turns out the bandit leader is actually their father. Crazy small world we live in. Anyway, they were really thankful and promised to contact us again soon. We were glad to see Dolores come back safely. A pile of car wrecks revealed that we stumbled across a big parking lot. Almost no cars survived. The blast wave. But we went between the wrecks to explore anyway. Seems like the bomb interrupted someone's picnic. Thankfully, they were big fans of tomato soup, and indestructible cans were scattered all around the parking lot. Window shop nearby park. Yeah, fuck it. Alright, so Ted hasn't recovered from his illness. Ted still hasn't recovered his energy. Okay, let's go ahead and give everyone something. We got lucky with that soup. And we can't send anyone out yet. When emptying our bucket in front of the shelter, we discovered a hastily drawn map on one of the ruined walls. Someone drew out a route and marked a spot at the end of it. Maybe there are supplies hidden there. Should we check it out? Yes. Let's send out Dolores. Good God. Oh, hey, we got a gun. We got that strap, boy. We're lucky to have spotted that map. The spot marked a small hiding place, and we found some useful supplies there. So, quick question. Why did they not take the map? Because we can't send anyone out, or they'll die. This is insane. If we keep finding spiders everywhere, they're in our soup. They're in our water. We swear some of them keep coming back, and they are bigger every time we see them. It can't go on like this. It's time to wage war on these spiders. Bug spray. Where the hell did Mary Jane go? If there's one thing that can drive spiders away and stop us climbing up the furniture, it's the bug killing spray. This was the right time to unleash this deadly weapon, and the results were excellent. We eradicated 401 of those little bastards. We even found a water bottle stashed in the corner. It was a good day. Dolores would... Okay, everyone's... Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep around here. Mary Jane's injuries were enough to make her angry at us. Or at least at the fact that we decided not to do anything about them. When we got up, we found a note from her claiming she deserves better and that she had left for Canada because it has better public health care system. What the shit, Mary Jane? Come on, man. Woman. Wow. You know, we don't have a freaking med kit. You gotta understand that, girl. Hold on. Well, that's alright because now more soup for both of us. We can't send nobody out. We had a chance to meet the strangest person today. He looked just like a human, except with triple the amount of hands necessary. We listened to his story about a group of folks just like him who are having a hard time scavenging supplies because of their appearance. People shoot first and ask questions later. He offered a deal. If we share some of our supplies with them, they will help us out on our next expedition. Make sure we're safe. Alright. We're getting a little too far in. We were relieved when the man assured us that his condition is not contagious. We gladly took his offer, and we're actually looking forward to our next expedition. Alright, so let's go ahead and send... I guess we're going to send Ted out. Sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal for just one can of soup. We get the bag and all of its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us angry glances every time we step towards the mysterious bag. Should we make a deal? I think we can. Oh my God, it was a kitty! As soon as the door closed behind the trader, the bag started to violently shake, emitting screeching, hellish sounds. Terrified, we backed up against the walls. When the beast finally escaped, it turns out to be just an angry house cat. The feline gave us a menacing look and promptly sat down in the corner to clean itself. Its color says Sherikov. Is that its name? Oh. Alright. Some of us are keener to go outside than others. Either way, it's time to choose. Let's take a gun. Dolores looks like she's feeling better. Ted left for the service. We can keep sitting on our backsides here in this tiny little bunker, or we can start thinking about getting away as far as possible from the radioactive wasteland. Who would have thought the Reds would ruin such a lovely neighborhood? We can do it on our own. The escaping part, not the ruining part, of course. However, there might be someone out there who can help us. Let's keep our eyes and ears open. Oh, God. There's one thing we need to do. It's use the radio on a regular basis. Yeah. A stranger pushing a rusty wheelbarrow filled with all kinds of goods stopped by today. He claimed he's a trader looking to barter for items he requires. We have all that stuff though, except the bug spray and cards. You know what? I think we can get rid of the cards. Man packed up his things into the wheelbarrow and departed. Sometimes a sudden urge to play an instrument takes over us, to create beautiful sounds to be shared with the world around us. To sing and play and have cute mutated animals come to our feet. To listen like a post-apocalyptic Snow White, shall we? Sure. God, that was awful. Be careful what you wish for. After a few minutes of playing, a small group of mutated cockroaches jumped out of the cracks in our walls and started moving to a rhythm of the song. They ran around in circles and shook their little antennae. It would be adorable if they weren't so disgusting. What are we supposed to do with them now? Sharkov is still a fresh addition to our family, so we need to keep an eye on it. And believe it or not, just today we noticed something else on its collar. It seems to have a metal plate with an address on it. And it's not far. Should we take a quick trip to see what's there? Sure. Hey, he came back with a broken gun. And a radio. Woo-wee. That was a hell of a trade. Before we reached the end of our street, we were stopped by two men wearing dark coats and stylish hats. They rushed towards the cat to pick him up, saying they'd been looking for him for a while now. Supposedly, Sharkov belongs to an old lady who's rather fond of it and misses the little guy dearly. We shrugged and went back to our shelter. Good cat didn't seem to care, so why should we? Good thing we didn't get too attached to it the last few days. And we got 2 food. We felt much safer with them around, and everybody made it back without a scratch. We hope we'll get the chance to meet that group again. When our expedition noticed planes in the sky, we were afraid more bombs would fall. Instead, supply crates began to rain down. We made sure we got to one of those drops before other survivors could loot it. And we gained a radio. And it. Alright, Ted, you did pretty damn good. I'm surprised we're at day 30. Let's send Dolores out. The siblings are back. Their group is growing bigger with each passing day. As they pick up tired and hungry survivors and nurse them back to health. However, so far they only have one tent, and soon they will run out of space for everybody. Right now, they're scouting the town, looking for a good spot to build a bigger camp. They could really use a map. Sorry, I don't have a map. I have a radio. Unfortunately, we could not be of any help today. Siblings understood our situation and promised to come back from time to time. And let's go ahead and... I don't know if I should, really. Send her out with flashlight. Alright, Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she makes it back. And the funky roaches haven't really left us. To be fair, they aren't causing that much trouble. They even seem relatively friendly and curious. Just this morning, when we opened our eyes, we saw them standing in a perfect line right in front of us, as if they were waiting for something. Sharkov came back. If you can't beat them, join them. We figured the roaches are craving more of our music, so we fulfilled their unspoken request. They started joyfully prancing around again, creating fun shapes on the floor. And all of a sudden, they left in one line. We thought the show was over, but they soon came back in a group, carrying supplies on their strong mutated backs. Insane! Looks like we made some new friends. Disgusting, mutated, radioactive friends. To our surprise, we found Sharkov back in our shelter this morning. We're not exactly sure how or why it came back, but is it our good carrot? Is it our good carrot? I'm sorry, guys. I can't. I'm starting to lose my voice here. I'm not used to really talking this much. Oh. Appreciates our kind hearts. Optimism, or just our stockpiles of soup cans. Only this time will tell. Our last expedition brought news of a vehicle parked just down the street. It sure looked unique, but we never got close enough to get a good look. We're almost certain it's not a bandit trap. Perhaps we should send someone over to check it out. Please don't be a bandit trap. Okay. A shocking discovery. It was a rusty tank. It was a little crispy around the edges, and it was also missing wheels and some other crucial part. But the seats were fairly comfortable. Wouldn't it be amazing to just drive away and leave this radioactive hell behind us? Ted is apparently allergic to cats. We can keep... Oh, we have the radio now. Start thinking about getting out of here. We could do it on our own. Escaping part. Let's see. We knew it. The government has not fallen. And they're coming to save us. They didn't give exact dates in their radio transmission, but we're sure they won't keep us waiting long. They said they will be in touch in a couple of days and told us to wait further instructions. A loud crash, a surprised shriek, and a bit of debris falling from our ceiling. Truly a recipe for a good start to the day. As it turns out, Sherikov found a new toy. A bit of innuicious wiring that ripped out of the wall. Who knows what the cable's for? But our lights are still on, so it can't be that important, right? Should we take the wire away from our fluffy friend to investigate it? No, we shouldn't. Please, Dolores. Please, come on, come on, come on. Yes. Oh, you're sick again. And she brought the flashlight back. Nice. We don't really want to risk pissing Sherikov off by taking its toy away. We've already gotten scratched for a lot less. Let's just leave it be. That wire is probably useless. We're glad we spotted an untouched store with many products inside, even food. Ooh! Realized we were looking at a spaceship, just like in Timmy's comics. Could it be saucer men from Mars? And why does it bear American flag on the side of the logo? Or something called Astro Citizen. Could it be infiltrating crafty alien buggers? And we got a bunch of supplies. Ooh, we got a lock and a map. Okay, okay. So we got a lock and a map. You know what, Dolores? You are wonderful. And you know what, Ted? You're going to eat too. There it goes again. Noises. Weird noises all the time. Are they coming from the pipes? Walls? Is it something behind the door? We don't know, and it's driving us insane. Should we sit down and relax? Otherwise, we might get paranoid. Let's play some chess. Having some fun made us forget about... What was it again? I feel like if we keep feeding them, they won't die. When we opened the bunker door this morning to let some fresh radioactive air in, we discovered a small suitcase on our doorstep. There was no note on it, and the neighborhood seemed empty. Should we take a look inside? Sure. Inside the suitcase we found some soup, but yuck, it expired a long time ago. We're not feeling very well. Some of us spent the whole morning using the bucket in the corner. We're not accepting anonymous gifts ever again. Wow. Just wow. Wait, what's this over here? A tank? These are dire circumstances we found ourselves in. Supplies are running low, and if we don't take care of ourselves, nobody else will. We know for a fact that one of our neighbors had a shelter with a broken trap door, and there might be some supplies. Oh, okay. The neighbor and her kids managed to get there in time, but we could really use whatever they have, and we're stronger. Should we pay them a visit? Yes. Knock, knock. Who's there? Ooh, we got some soup. We are now richer in some supplies, but for some reason, we don't feel very good about it. Let's just never mention this whole thing again. I mean, we got plenty of food, Dolores. Plenty of food, plenty of water. A scientist, at least supposedly, arrived on our doorstep yelling, "Dr. Sherikov, are you in there?" He was looking for his lost cat, but kept referring to the pet as his favorite assistant. His research apparently can't go on without the cooperation of Dr. Sharkov, since the cat doesn't seem to keen on moving out of our bunker anytime soon. The doc wants us to compensate him by helping him with this project. I don't know about that. Day 40. Wow. Ted keeps coughing and coughing. Can't go out. Enough of this plain, tasteless water. Dolores is really craving a cup of coffee. Real true blue American coffee. The kind that you can drink 5 cups and still feel sleepy. But where are we going to find that in this wasteland? Well, Dolores' favorite diner used to be a few blocks away. Maybe someone should go on a coffee run, but who? Dolores is the one who wants it, so she can be the one to go. Look, she's all better. Our volunteer came back empty-handed. Apparently the diner is now just a sad hole in the ground with some seeds lying around. What a letdown. Time to ration supplies. Let's send Doris out. Hear that? Noises coming from below. This is probably the right time to check out the manhole in the corner. The one that's been locked tight ever since we got to the shelter. We got a med kit. We found treasure down there. Pills, bottles, and other medical supplies were stacked on a few shelves down there. Oh my God, thank you. Thank you. Hold on. Good day to go outside. You know what? We're just going to change our mind about that. Wow. Ted has recovered from his sickness. Dolores is fine and well, as much as anyone can be fine and well in this tiny shelter. And let's go ahead and... The state of the wasteland remains unknown. Should we risk it and go out after all you live once? Sure. Cat wandered out of the shelter and returned with a small note from the crazy scientist, urging us to help him with his next project. I don't think we're going to. This morning has been calm enough for Ted, and he's doing well. I think that can go one more day. And you know what? I actually think we have everything we need. Where is water when Ted needs it? And water is all Dolores wants. Alright, and water you shall receive. The army is on the radio again. They said they'll be scouting the neighborhood and need to find clear signs of survivors that are still alive. We were asked to leave a few cards at the nearest bus stop to mark how many people occupied our shelter. We could get going if we want to make it before nightfall. We don't have no more cards. We gave them away. Damn it, we missed our chance to let the military know where we are. There is a good bet that they will get back to us again, but when will that be? Alright, Dolores, you're going out. Dolores is on her way. Doc came knocking on the door to collect the supplies that he requested. They're not important for the project, he said. We can trust him. After all, he's a doctor. No, no, no. Oh, no, that's not how this works. This guy is a bit too nutty, even by our standards. We'll hold it to our supplies for now. We can always change our minds later. Some door-to-door salesman found his way to our shelter. We remember him from before the apocalypse. He came over a bunch with a bunch of leaflets and tried to convince us to join something called the Astro Citizen, but we refused. I just want supplies and says he'll reveal some state secrets. Okay. Let's give him some soup. We have plenty of that. We are generous, so we shared our supplies with him. He tried to make us believe that America has a working space station in orbit, or rather had, since according to that guy, it exploded when the bombs dropped. How convenient. A working space station. What a joker. He was probably so hungry and dehydrated, his brain started playing tricks on him. We need water. Alright guys, but I am actually going to have to cut this episode short, only because I gotta get up in the morning, I gotta work, I gotta finish setting up my stream, and I gotta make money to do that somehow. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more just like it, don't forget to leave a like and smash that subscribe button. You guys are awesome, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.